Blue Lock's characters all possess unique weapons and playstyles specific to each player. But what is each player truly able to do with the weapons in their arsenal? Well, that's what I'll be going over in this series called Blue Lock Arsenal. For today's video, I'll be covering Onazi, his playstyle, and the weapons in his arsenal. This will include all of these skills, weapons, and abilities that he has shown to use from his introduction all the way up to the current chapters of the manga. The last arsenal video that I made was posted over a year ago from today, so I hope you guys are excited to have this series back. Now, like always, if you wish to not be spoiled for the latest chapters of the Blue Lock manga, click off this video now. Now, before getting into Onazi's playstyle or weapons, we should first start by talking about his personality. That way we can get a better scope on his performances and mindset during a game. Onazi is confident in his skill and often appears to be cocky, as he knows that his team relies on him. He admires and respects the strength of his opponents, even if it means his team is at a disadvantage. From a young age, Onazi lost his parents, which resulted in him entering an orphanage home where he met Kuso, Opabonia, and Bello. Their bonds together helped pursue their dreams towards becoming the champions of the African Cup as well as the U20 World Cup. Onazi deeply values and cares about his foster family, as they shared the same tragedies and challenges to the point where he even limited himself as a player for them. As for his ego type, we know that Onazi is a restrictive genius. Onazi's style reaches its peak when he's placed in a position where he could have everything taken away from him, almost like Kaiser. We see Kuso egg his ego on during their backstory together, where after he was insulted by being labeled as alone, Onazi's talent awakens and he manages to score a goal and perform several dribble plays off of instinct. Not to mention, this moment was apparently the first time Onazi ever touched a soccer ball, so his inherent ability shined through his current state of mind. Going into Onazi's playstyle, I've seen a lot of archetypes that people have been throwing around. Some people like to use the label of aerial poacher to describe Onazi, while other people like to use the term hybrid or mobile target man. While these are good in theory, I actually spoke to Raven Geeks, one of my buddies. Go follow him on YouTube, and he helped me out with getting the perfect archetype for Onazi. We figured out that Onazi's archetype is the advanced forward. An advanced forward is an attacking player who is consistently leading the front line, stretching defenses, and drives plays in the final third. They are known for making sharp, explosive runs into space, finishing chances with speed and precision, applying constant pressure on the opposition's backline, and setting the standard for mobility and versatility within the team's attacking structure. Onazi's actions during the Nigeria game highlight this, as he was one of the most involved players in the game due to his agility. Within mere moments of each other, Onazi went from the box on one side of the field to take a shot to the complete other side of the pitch to make a last-minute save. Not to mention, his overall high athletic ability allows him to perform crazy shots while maintaining total balance in the air. But now that we've addressed his playstyle, let's talk about Onazi's weapons. The first core weapon to discuss for this video is his inhuman athleticism, first debuting itself in chapter 313 of the manga. Onazi's inhuman athleticism allows him to create incredible plays using his flexibility and jumping height. Because of this, Onazi is able to double the range of his shooting as long as he is in the air, which we see him use for almost every shot he takes during the Nigeria game. This range is so effective that even when directly pressed by defenders like Aiku, Aryu, or Isagi, Onazi can still get a shot off through their blocks due to the size of his range. Onazi also possesses the flexibility to make powerful traps in the air with the reflexes to shoot in the same motion. This physicality was actually the key to bypassing the blocks of Aryu and Aiku in the opening play of the game. Onazi can also defend with this athleticism, as we see with him blocking Rin's curve shot, which we saw towards the end of chapter 313. Now, we do have a couple of branch weapons from this core ability, the first one being a mid-air shot. Onazi's flexibility enables him to shoot in the air, effectively doubling his shooting range. With this, even when pressured, Onazi is able to fire off crazy shots while being directly marked. These shots, while fairly accurate, don't seem to have much power behind them, as Gagamaru says that these shots that Onazi fires off are slower than he expected. It seems that the biggest advantage that Onazi has with his shooting is the precision that he gets to shoot through blocks, but as for the shot itself and its power, it's not really that threatening. His second core weapon is his unlimited hypermobility, also debuting itself in chapter 313 of the manga. Onazi's hypermobility is granted to him by his incredible cardiopulmonary strength, basically the incredible strength of his heart and lungs. Due to his extraordinary heart and lungs, Onazi's weapon is the ability to run free freely around the field to support the offense or defense and keep his team invigorated. The core engines of this artistry are his high trapping, shooting, and jumping skills. In just a few minutes, Onazi can dominate his path on the offense while recovering on the counterattack to defend. This makes him a very flexible and versatile player on the pitch. To put it simply, this is how Onazi is able to teleport across the field. And for Onazi's final core weapon, we have Predator Eye, awakened and first revealed in chapter 324 of the manga. Being described as the complete opposite of Metavision, instead of expanding his vision, Onazi drastically narrows it down, focusing solely on a specific target to greatly enhance his goal-scoring abilities. With this technique, Onazi is able to greatly enhance his ability to take shots through tight spaces. Onazi managed to awaken Predator Eye in the final minutes of his match against the Japan U20 team, only to have his shot knocked off course by Aiku and then hitting the post. In reference to this, it seems that Onazi uses his weapon like Kaiser does when shooting, viewing gaps in an opposing press to blast through with the Kaiser impact. Except, Onazi doesn't have the Kaiser impact. It's also worthy to note that this moment here in chapter 324 is the only time we see Onazi use Predator Eye. Now, we do have one evolved technique from these core weapons, that being the route recovery trap, a weapon combining his inhuman athleticism and his unlimited hypermobility, first debuted in chapter 324. Using his incredible physical talent and flexibility, Onazi is able to restore a shot course that was previously eliminated by a defensive player. By rotating his body while jumping, Onazi is able to recover the shot in the air before jumping again to strike the revitalized zone. We see Onazi do this in the final moments of the Nigeria game when matching up against Aiku and Isagi. If not for Aiku being in flow and barely stopping this play, this technique likely would have led to Onazi scoring a goal for Nigeria. Now, as for confirmed chemical reactions, we only have two that we know of. The first one being Onazi x Kuso x Bello x Obabonia, which we can just call something like Vin Diesel's fast as the family is, or something, I don't know. This chemical reaction is basically the combined talents of the Nigeria team strung together for their offensive plays. This system is what Aiku deduced as a single endpoint system, to which everyone supports Onazi as the finisher and goal scorer. We do have the performances from the Nigeria game as a reference for this chemical reaction, but we also have a flashback to where we see the Nigeria team celebrating their victory in the African Cup, as well as a newspaper article documenting a 6-0 game for Nigeria against an unknown team. And I think it's fair to conclude that this kind of chemical reaction and formation was used throughout all of the African U20 Cup, as well as this unknown match. The only other chemical reaction that we know of is something more similar, but a simplified and modified version of the previous one, that being Onazi x Kuso. This team up occurred during the awakening of both Nigeria's core players, as Kuso used his dribbling to break through the midfield and deliver Onazi a perfect pass to challenge Aiku with, and as for Onazi, this is where he awakened his route recovery trap technique and then awakened Predator Eye to attempt to take a shot. With the Nigeria game over, these are likely the only two chemical reactions that we'll be seeing. However, there is always the possibility of us getting more from them later in the series, but who knows? But that is all of the abilities, techniques, and chemical reactions within the arsenal of Onazi. Now, there will likely be more weapons and techniques revealed in Onazi's arsenal as we continue throughout the series, but those are all we have for now. Aside from that though, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. I just want to leave a final reminder to join my Discord server if you're ever interested in getting any more involved with our amazing community. As for the question of the video, what do you think of Onazi as a character? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comments section. And like always, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.